Jim, it almost feels like it was only a few weeks ago that we last spoke about the 9G launch.
Yep.
I understand that the stock's now arrived in the UK, your dealers are now getting that, so how's things progressing?
Yeah, very well, thanks, Phil. Yeah, you're right. We seem to go from one event to the other at the moment, just back to back. But yeah, we've had a very successful launch with the G9 product. You're right, the 5090 and the 6090. We've started shipping literally as we speak, and the dealers now are obviously taking those in and obviously selling them through already, which is the good news. Yeah, the demand, obviously, the hype out there and the anticipation of the new models has been very, very high. So we're not surprised at the reaction to it. And like most, the reaction obviously is the fact that we've increased the black level yet again, and the picture is just absolutely fantastic. Yeah, I think it's everything everybody was waiting for. So yeah, it's very good.
The big product here today is your LX71 Blu-ray player.
Yep.
It's the first time that we've actually seen a working example of it.
Yep. Yep.
So maybe you can update our forum members as to what the 71 will do.
Sure. I mean, unfortunately, it's not available yet. It's not going to be out until August time. This is the first. It's an early prototype, to be fair. It's a test production sample, but a working sample. In fact, the picture on the screen now is being given to us by the 71. The main difference is you'll notice that the actual fascia and construction of it is actually a bit chunkier even than the old model, the 70A. But what we've done there is we've now got soft touch controls on the front, which is very elegant. It means the front panel is really clean, gloss black, matches in beautifully with the new amps and receivers. To come down in price, I mean, obviously the 70A you were looking at about £1,000 or just below. You're going to be looking at around the £550, £600 mark on this, so it's quite a bit cheaper. They've done extensive work on new video processing and new video DACs on this model, and later in the week actually I've got some Japanese engineers coming, and I'm going to be doing, in the future I'll be showing you some differences between the old model and the new with some video shootout software to show you the improvements we've made with the video scaling and processing. I've already had a sort of sneak preview of that just in the new year in Tokyo, and I was quite impressed with the picture quality and what they've managed to do with the picture. Of course, one of the key things is Profile 1.1. Obviously we'll see Profile 2 products starting to enter the market as well, or Final Profile if you want to be dangerous enough to call it Final Profile. But these are 1.1 machines, so they're going to do all the things you really need it to do. I'm sure most of the listeners and that are aware that, that a Profile 2 machine, the advantages of that and the type of tricks and things we're going to be able to do, they might be there for some customers as something they demand, but I think initially that's going to be quite a small demand, and it shouldn't put you off buying these machines anyway.
Now the LX71, does it have the 5 analog outs, and if it does it do the analog decoding to someone who hasn't upgraded?
You've got decoding on board, so it obviously does Dolby Digital HD, True HD, it does DTS HD and Master Audio as well. Although this particular model doesn't, as I say, it's an early one, it's not doing the Master at the moment. We're hoping that will be finalised and done before we ship them. If it's not, it'll be a firmware update if we have to add anything to it later, and it'll be quite straightforward. And the consumer will be able to download that and do it themselves. We're also going to be doing a lifestyle version of this, and you might remember at our launch you saw a mock-up of that. I'm very excited about that. That comes a little bit later in the year. It's based on exactly the same machine. They shaved off a couple of little bits. It uses its coaxial digital out, it loses that, but it keeps obviously its optical, and of course it's got the connections like HDMI and that it needs. That'll again be Profile 1.1, but it's very slim, very sexy, and matches in beautifully when we get the media receiver to the component television later in the year. It'll match in beautifully with that, and it also, as you might remember from the launch, matches in beautifully with a lifestyle system we've got coming to make a full BD system. So that Blu-ray player will be available to buy separately, a little bit dearer than the 71, only a touch though, because it's mainly, as I say, to do with its cosmetic and design that is the reason for the cost, and the materials that are used. But as I say, perfectly matches in with this system, gives us another solution. I was thrown then, we've got a visitor on the stand. We've got the Stig on the stand.
Okay, Jim, just one final question. It's CEDIA, it's the custom install show that we're at here. So is this a market that you're really going to go for this year?
We've actually been manufacturer members of CEDIA for a long time, virtually from day one. We actually did the very early CEDIA Expos back in the early days of CEDIA. We stopped doing it, and I must admit, largely because it was unfortunately the timing of CEDIA was actually between us launching product normally. Fortunately now those times timescales have changed. So we'd have been doing the show with old product, which would have been pretty pointless. But now, obviously, this year we've got an opportunity with the new screens coming at just the right time for CEDIA. Obviously, our market is very much more premium and up-end. It's always had a very good following in the custom install market anyway. So we wanted to put our toe back in the water, come, have a chat with people, reintroduce ourselves to some of the people that we know and some of the people that we don't know. And we've got excellent distribution with two of the distributors at the show anyway, for the smaller custom installers who support those distribution for our screens. And of course we deal directly with a lot of the custom installers and the dealers as well. So it's really a chance to show them the new screen, show them some of the new products, and of course now we've got a range that fits much better into their portfolio, because we can go obviously right the way from an LCD now. We were hoping to have one of the 37s at the show, but unfortunately it's got stuck in a French port, blockaded in a port, got stuck in one of these strike conditions unfortunately. But of course we've also got the projector around the corners. We've now got a whole plethora of different display technology we can offer to a custom installer. It's ideal really for us to be here.
Well Jim, it's always great to see you, and best of luck with this show, and obviously best of luck with the 9Gs. Looks like they're going to sell very well this year.
Hopefully. You're right, Phil. Thank you very much indeed. Cheers, mate.